There's a show that Samantha and I have been watching, and I think every couple that's been through infidelity, when you're watching TV together, dread the moment that a comedian is going to talk about infidelity, or a show talks about infidelity, or a movie out of nowhere at a speed of which you could have never predicted throws infidelity out there. But I want to encourage you that we were watching the show. I knew it was about infidelity. I told Samantha it was about infidelity, and it's littered throughout every episode within the program. Now, it's not done in a gratuitous or even like passionate, sexy way. It's just a show that discusses infidelity and the effects of it and what it's done to the family and all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to tell you the name because I used to do that and then people would kind of get upset. I'm just going to leave it at that. But in one of the episodes, there's a quote that a woman says, and she says, "I don't know if I can believe in us anymore." And it struck me. We were watching the show and I immediately took out my phone and was taking notes on some thoughts about this video blog I wanted to do for you, because I think most betrayed spouses come to a point where they feel that after disclosure, and a fair amount of unfaithful spouses come to that point in their own recovery as well. I think it is important to note that it's completely okay that you may not believe in us anymore, and that may be said by the unfaithful, and it may be said by the betrayed, or it may be said by both, and that's completely all right. I don't think that you necessarily have to believe in the old us anymore, because the old us has been, and this is going to hurt, ripped to shreds. It's been completely violated. It's been completely cut in half. Now, some people take the approach that says, well, you're never going to be the same again. You'll never get that back. You should just throw away the 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years that you had before now, and the new marriage is your real marriage. I don't do that. I don't believe that. Samantha doesn't believe that. We've been married going on 23 years, in recovery somewhere between 14 and 15, and we don't throw out the 10, 12, whatever years prior to my affair coming out. It's clouded for a couple of years for sure. It's incredibly damaged because of my choices, absolutely. But we don't throw it out, and however you approach it is completely up to you. The main point, though, is you may not believe in us anymore. Anybody in their right mind after their spouse has cheated would have that approach. If you're an unfaithful, you may be saying that to yourself or to your spouse because you cheated. And you don't know if you can have love again for your spouse. I respect that. I understand that. What I want to help you both understand is it's okay. It's okay if you don't know if you believe in us anymore. The reason that I say it's okay is because there may be a new us for you to believe in. This whole new experience of completely shattering your marriage to ground zero may give you the opportunity to rebuild us, to heal us, to restore us, to change us, to transform us. And you don't have to believe in us anymore per se, but I think you would admit to the fact that you do have to believe at some level in change, redemption, restoration, forgiveness, miracles. I don't know. But I want to affirm the fact that there may be a new us for you to rally behind. There may be a new us for you to believe in. I would have never gotten to the point that I am in my marriage had we not been reduced to ground zero so that we could talk about things that were unmentionable and unable to be addressed prior to our life being turned upside down. And before you hit send, before you think that there is any hint of me that would say, it was so good that I had an affair, or I thank God for my infidelity, because without that we wouldn't be where we are. Absolutely not. I do not believe that. I never will. But I will tell you, It was life-saving that we found expert help and took that moment to completely reevaluate our marriage, our personalities, our future. What would life look like divorced? What would life look like restored? Do we even want to give it a shot? I mean, it completely shook our soul and shook our lives to the point where we had to reevaluate. Do we believe in us anymore? Do we even want to give us a shot? And here's the thing. Before you make a decision on whether or not you're done with us, what's important is that you get expert help, because expert help is what will give you the opportunity to decide if you believe in us again. There was this moment, it's forever etched in my heart and in my memory. We were about, I think, 6 or 7, maybe 8 months into recovery. And we were having just a good kind of season. I think it was about 3-4 weeks. Things were just phenomenal. And Samantha and I were on a date, and it was just perfect. And I remember having this moment where I was like, I'm such an idiot. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be with. This is who I want to do life with. She's amazing. She's exactly what I want. I don't want her. I don't want that. I want this. And I was so content. I can remember walking down the street in downtown Austin. I can remember what I was wearing, the drink that I had had, what Samantha was wearing. There was just this moment where I was like, man, how could I have been so stupid? This is where I want to be. Now that story, it gives me chills to retell, but I didn't always feel that way. And then there was moments where I felt that way, didn't feel that way. And there was just this struggle. But see, when you commit to getting help and then give that help a season of time to work, you're giving yourself an opportunity to see, can you believe in us again? Because as you start to have these wonderful moments for both spouses, you can start to go, man, I'm starting to believe in us again. Maybe it's the new us, or maybe it's the restoration of us. But that's what proper recovery work does. It gives you an opportunity to see if you can believe in us once again.